Hey everyone, it's Kelly at Cajal Moon again. I wanted to talk about my tarot cards today. I brought my computer outside, sitting on my back deck. You're seeing my backyard. Well, really seeing the trees that are way back. Not really in my yard, but behind it. It's 2 acres back here full of kudzu, which is a invasive vine here in North Carolina. And it drops down quite a ways back there. So really, I feel like that I have a neighbor next to me, a neighbor on this side, which that house is actually empty right now, and nobody in my backyard because all the houses that are back there are on the other side of the 2 acres down the hill, so I can barely see their rooftops. It's very nice, especially since our last house, we felt like we were surrounded by 7 other yards. You know, everybody was right on top of us. It was in a development. We were on the cul-de-sac, so we had yards going down one side, yards going down the other side. It was crazy. So I wanted to talk to you today about my tarot cards. Show you a few of my decks. Like I said, just been collecting for 6-8 months. But my very first tarot deck, I may have said in a different video that I got it in 2001, but actually it was 2003 because that was the year that I moved here. But I didn't move to the end of the year, and I bought it at the beginning of that year, and it was published that year. I had to go look it up to make sure. But that deck was, let's see, the Compass Guide to the Quest Tarot. It was the Quest Tarot. This was one of the few decks that was at Barnes & Noble that I went to. There was probably another fairy one, unicorn one, and you know, with my interest in science fiction and fantasy, you would think that I would be drawn to the fairy decks or to the unicorns or whatnot. So far, not. I have not been. But this deck is, and was, this book was awesome. It has so much information that it was actually really good as a beginner deck for me, because it provided so many keywords and key phrases that intuitively I would just sit there, read the key phrases, and be, okay, these 3 are jumping out at me. So this card this time is talking about these 3 things. So, but the deck is very, it's computer generated art. So, and now, you know, I haven't used it. When I picked it back up last year is when I started using it. I used it a little bit until I got a new deck. I haven't used it since, because the computer generated art is while beautiful, is not really what I'm drawn to anymore. No, here's Death. It's actually a pretty good Death card. I hope you guys can see these. I can't see my computer screen with the sun because the reflection, all I see is myself reflecting. Son of Wands. Wands, yes, Wands. Yeah, so these were good cards for me to start with because the book was so very descriptive and, you know, great and geared towards beginners. I don't think I've ever seen this deck in a store since I bought it. And I got it, can you see this? Beautiful purple, blue, and green yarn, silk yarn that a friend made me with little horse charms, because she called and asked me, or well, she had Ned call and ask me, you know, what was my favorite animal. She crocheted or knit this for me, whichever she does. And this was years ago. I'd only met her once or twice, but she heard I got my first tarot deck and she decided to make me a lovely bag. And I still keep my quest deck in that. But then, when I started really using tarot last year for my meditation, really delving deep into some self-reflection is what I was using it for, my friend bought me the Witch's Tarot, which I'm keeping in this little box, because this little box, this is my Fitbit. My Fitbit came in this box. See, there it is. And it's got that magnetic closure. And I'm like, I'm gonna put my tarot cards in here. Crazy. My cards fit in here, and I use this piece to keep the cards nice and neat. I'm like, I need to find a crystal to put in here with my cards. I'm silly, I know. But, there they are. I really enjoy the artwork on this deck, and I'll show you the card, because I have them here on the top somewhere. I saw this card online, and I said, I love this picture. So without much ado, this is the one I wanted, and I said, oh, I need this deck. My best friend bought it for me. Which was very sweet of her. There's the Justice card. I actually love this card too. I don't know, something about her that I really like. The Strength card's pretty nice. Having seen a lot more Strength cards now, I like that, you know, they're just sitting with each other. But don't ask me why. I don't know what it is. Don't love this Lovers card. No, Two of Cups. Sorry, not the Lovers. The Lovers is actually pretty nice in this one. This Two of Cups. I can't tell you why, but I don't love it. And then when I was working with the deck, this Seven of Swords, because I was just learning still, because I hadn't picked up my Quest Tarot in years. So I was using this one and teaching myself, you know, working through learning the cards and whatnot. I was just doing a daily draw, and I drew this one, and I was trying to do, you know, figure it out intuitively. What does this say to me? And then I would go back at the end of the day and I'd read what it was about. And I read the book and I'm like, all right, you know, she's like, I can see how he's smirking because he's getting away with something. And I thought, no, he's just smiling at me. I'm not seeing smirking. I didn't get that he's stealing something. I'm like, I don't know if he's leaving these swords for somebody, if he's picking up after somebody. No, he's supposedly stealing. I'm like, and I have to say that also this book, this is Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, because I know there's another one out there. I didn't resonate with the book at all. At all. I had to put it aside and use something different because it wasn't working for me. So my friend Kate told me if I really wanted to learn and really get into the meanings and be able to look at the cards and the symbolism, that I needed to pick up a Rider-Waite deck. Just get a plain old Rider-Waite deck and start with that. And so that's what I did. And of course, you know, I didn't just get the regular Rider-Waite. I got the Universal Weight. Whoop, turn it that way. There we go. Because they retouched the color a little bit with this, and the lines aren't quite so thick, but the imagery is all exactly the same as far as I can tell. Just the color is a little brighter, a little bit something. So, and this, yes, you know, she was right. I can pick these up and start using them, and the imagery and the symbolism in it is really nice and quite intuitive for me. So that was good. Then Kate is a very dear friend of Arwen Lynch, and a very dear friend of mine now. They've been friends forever. Kate and I have been friends about 10 years. She lives in Louisiana, and she sent me, oh, I don't know, she linked something of Arwen's one time from YouTube, one of her tarot scopes probably. And so that's when I started following Arwen, about November of last year, watching tarot scopes and whatnot, and that got me into the YouTube community and the Instagram. I actually created my Instagram in May because of Arwen. So, and she did a reading for me. She's wonderful. It's awesome. Go see her. In May, I think it was, and it wasn't the only reading. I had gotten a one card free reading from her from something at like November of last year, and something else. But whenever she does her readings, she uses the Gaian Tarot. A lot of her readings, not all of them, but this is her go-to deck, the Gaian Tarot. Oh, and look who I picked up, the Magician. I love this card for some reason. I adore this card. And I decided I loved the images. She kept pulling these images, and I'm like, I love these images. I have to stop going off screen with that. I love the images that were on this card. So I decided I had to have this deck. And she's like, oh, I think, Schiffer has the Gaian Tarot published right now. I'm like, oh, okay, Don't ask me what I typed in on Amazon. I probably went to Amazon first. Don't ask me what I typed in, because it came, but I didn't find the Schiffer deck first. I actually found the original, and I don't know if it's the first publication or what, but the original Gaian Tarot, the not Schiffer version. This one came out in 2010, I think. I can't tell. But I found it on Amazon Marketplace or something, third-party seller, and it was actually in a Goodwill in California, I think it was. Yeah, in California. Well, and they're like, oh yeah, we have this thing and it's still sealed and wrapped. It's never been opened. It's like $26, I think I paid for it. I think it was $30 in all once it was shipping, with shipping and everything, $31. And I'm like, oh, that's mine. I'll take it, you know. And then that arrived, and unfortunately for me, the box, they just threw it in an envelope. And the box got all beaten up. But, you know, inside, the cards were still wrapped. Everything was still wrapped. It had never been opened, you know. So the box got a little beat up, so I'm keeping it in a bag now with a crystal. And I love this stick. This is my go-to now for personal work for myself. If I'm going to do a much bigger spread and really delve into some work. That's what I use now. Tarot Quest. So then I do have a couple of Oracle decks. Oracle decks is not something that I had ever really seen before much. So I did buy Arwen's Secrets of the Mystic Grove when those came out. Because the artwork just, it really appealed to me. And the way she wrote the book was awesome too. I love the journal prompts. I've decided journal prompts are a lot of fun. And I went to a local store, like I mentioned it, for my tea. And they're lucky I didn't get turned off from going to this local store, but it's kind of the only one. So I was looking at tarot cards, and they said to me, I was talking to the lady, and this, I don't think she's the owner. There's two ladies that I've seen there. One's the owner and one's not. And telling her that I was learning tarot, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh yeah, well, you know, tarot, you can't use it intuitively. So I use oracle cards, and that's all I use, because at least you can use your intuition on that. And I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense, because I'm learning it intuitively. You know, I'm also learning the meanings, but my first impressions with intuition are what I am focused on, you know. And it was a little off-putting, and I didn't really think about it a whole lot until after I left, how off-putting it was. But then for some reason, I got excited because of the oracle cards, and I bought 2 decks while I was there. I bought the Viking Oracle, which I don't remember who it was by because I don't have it anymore. The artwork is stunning on the Viking Oracle, but I opened it up, shuffled through it, looked through it. It might be stunning. It wasn't for me. I looked at this deck of cards and I said, oh, this deck of cards is for my best friend. And so I took it and flipped it back up and shipped it. Okay, it took me a couple months because I'm bad like that. But I shipped it to Arizona to my best friend and said, here, have these. I think that I bought these for you. And she said, oh, yes, you did. Because she loved them when she got them. Then the other one I bought is the Oracle of the Dragon Fae by Lucy Cavendish. And I really haven't used these. I've broken them out once, but you know, they're quite lovely. I mean, the artwork, I love the artwork. I mean, I really love the artwork, but for some reason, they haven't called me to use them yet. But, you know, it's fantasy artwork. I adore fantasy artwork. I don't know why. There's some beautiful cards in here. Some beautiful, beautiful cards. I'm throwing them. But, I haven't used them yet. So it just sits on my shelf. Non-used. Oh, you guys, it's warm out here. It's the first day of fall. It's like 86 degrees here in North Carolina. It is warm out here in the sun blazing on me. So, and then, I already showed you, but Secrets of Mystic Grove. It comes with this lovely little guidebook. Shh. And each one has, you know, what it is, what's written about it, journal prompts, and room to write. If you want to just use the book to write. Which I haven't. The backs of them. They're so pretty. This is why. This is the only oracle deck I'm using so far, and it's just because it's so gorgeous. Okay, here. Waiting. See those owls? Just, I mean, they're stunning. Absolutely stunning cards. Distance. You know, and the keywords. Distance. Where am I? Divide, separation, discord. You know, sanctuary. Retreat, haven, refuge, oasis. So there's keywords on it. I'm just feeling like I'd like a little pick-me-up, I think. And these, not all, but they're good for that, so. And I think I'm going to start ending this here because those are not all of my decks, but they're the main ones that I have, or the few. I know I have one more Oracle deck hiding somewhere I just got, and a few more tarot decks, but it is actually starting to get quite warm out here. And before I start sweating all over my screen, I'm going to close this up. So you guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you again, all right? Bye.